All right, guys, I am back in the Shining Rock Wilderness. Just parked at the base of Black Balsam Knob, but I'm not going to be staying in the Shining Rock Wilderness. I'm on the MST headed to the Middle Prong Wilderness, where I'll be camping tonight. This is kind of a last-minute trip I threw together here. I kind of made my game plan up on the fly, but the plan is to hike up towards or near or to, or I'm not sure yet, Mount Hardy, and then camp there for the night. Or possibly push past Mount Hardy to Green Knob, but we'll just have to wait and see because I've never been to Mount Hardy or Green Knob, and of course I got a hammock. Gonna be doing a little overnighter here, so gotta make sure I can actually get a spot where I can hang. It's gonna be a short day. It's already 3:30. I just got started about 5 minutes ago. Wanted to camp in Middle Prong. I'm hoping I'll avoid some of the crowds. Middle Prong Wilderness sits to the west of Shining Rock Wilderness, and it's usually a little less populated. I was gonna do the Middle Prong Wilderness loop, but it starts at Sunburst Campground and climbs an insane amount of elevation from the trailhead there, and I just didn't have time to do it today. So this was my option. We'll see how it goes. I think it's going to be about maybe a 5 mile day, if that. Weather's beautiful. It's in the 60s, August 24th. So summer's coming to an end, and I know people are going to be out trying to enjoy this weather like I am. This section of the MST is shared with the Lobe Trail. So David and I actually were on this little 1 mile stretch last month when we did the Lobe. The difference this time is I will not be turning off down towards the parkway. I'll keep going straight. So here we are where the turnoff for Yart Lobe goes down to the parkway. So last trip, David and I went left. This trip, I'm staying straight. So from here on out, this will be all new trail for me. Crack of doom. Well, based on the amount of spider webs I've walked through already, I don't think anybody's been through here recently. I haven't seen a single person since I left Black Balsam parking. So that's good. I was hoping for a little bit of solitude. Nice little grassy campsite here in the middle of the MST. Nice view up here on Chestnut Bald, I think is where I'm at. That was probably the worst squirrel call you could possibly do. This trail's in good shape. Easy to follow. Lots of little walkways and stuff like that built. So far it's been very easy hiking. really, I'm not expecting anything too difficult. About 2.5 miles in on the MST here, and man, you talk about a great place to hang a hammock. So we are approaching the parkway again, I think. I'm starting to hear the cars down there again. We've never really gotten that far away from it. We're up above it probably 500 or more feet. We're gonna cross the parkway, and that's the point where we'll cross over into the Middle Prong Wilderness, essentially. I should probably know what mountain that is, but I don't. You can't pick it up on camera, but there's people up on top of that. I don't know, is that Little Sam Knob or is that Mount Hardy? I have no idea. I am so bad at looking at a map and figuring out what it is I'm looking at because I'm bad at judging distance, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know. All right, so looking at the map, it looks like we're about to drop down about 600 feet or so to the parkway and then cross into Middle Prong. Middle Prong, here we come. We've made it to the parkway. We'll cross over right there and then be in the Middle Prong Wilderness in no time. Certainly no shortage of water sources here on this section of the trail. It's been pretty constant. Well, now I'm officially in a wilderness area, even though you can hear the cars in the parkway, which means no more blazes. So I need to actually pay attention to where I'm going. I can't just zone out like I've been doing all day. Well, I am officially walking into the Middle Prong Wilderness, and this is all I've got to mark the occasion. A bare pole. I'm gonna guess there was a sign on that at one time. So here we are in the Middle Prong Wilderness, guys. Man, there's already a marked difference in this wilderness area. This is the trail we're looking at right here. I mean, you can't even really see it. Just completely overgrown. It wasn't bad back that way, a little bit rocky, but jeez, I'm gonna check for ticks after this one. So that's what we just came through. That's where we're going. It's hard to pick up on the camera. There's a faint trail. Back into the woods, so. It's very obvious that some bears have been through there as well. The way the grass was pushed down in spots. All right. This is more of a trail. Man, did it get dark back here. Sun disappeared behind a peak over there. Feels like it's 8 o'clock. Plan is to camp before 7. That's what I'm hoping. So I got an hour and 15 minutes. But we'll see. I wanted to have a little bit of daylight and possibly watch the sunset if I could, but like I said, I've never been up there before, but just based on the research I did online, I'm thinking there's gonna be some pretty good views. So I gotta get there, get set up, and get water. at a source that's kind of out of the way, so. Pretty sure that's Mount Hardy that we're looking at in front of us. All right, guys. I'm up in the general area of where I'll be camping for the night. There's some hammock spots back in those trees. I think that's where home's gonna be. Man, beautiful view and nobody up here. Not a soul. Only downside is I gotta backtrack quite a ways to get some water. Take about a mile, not quite a mile, to the water source and get all my stuff filled up and then come back. It's about 6:36, so I probably got about an hour, about 2 hours left of daylight. All right, this isn't the water source that I had in mind, but this is where I'm filling up at because it's significantly closer than the other one. All right, it's 7:45 and I got camp set up. Still have time to watch the sunset, I think. I'm going with the same thing I had last trip, the War Bonnet, Blackbird, Wookiee Underquilt, UGQ Bandit Top Quilt, and the Mini Fly Tarp. I'm expecting a pretty calm night, so I got it up in porch mode right now, but if I have to, I can lower it down. Just sitting here enjoying the sunset, guys. Tell you what, I got a moon's over that way. It's almost full. It's cold though. It's like, I think it's already in the lower 50s right now. I almost wish I would have brought another layer. I mean, I got my rain jacket I can put on over this fleece, but I'm gonna go ahead and watch this sunset and then have dinner. I was just checking the inReach here and looks like I went close to 8 miles today with the water run included, so probably like 7.5. This isn't a loop hike, this is an out and back for me, so that means I've got 7.5 miles back to the car tomorrow. It's gonna make this a 15-mile overnighter trip. Normally, like these kind of overnight trips, I'd go somewhere closer. It was a 3-hour plus drive to get here. Normally I would go to like Linville Gorge for these kind of trips, but it's Friday night and I didn't have a permit, so I just figured I wouldn't. I probably could have gotten away without having one, but I try to play by the rules. I've got my little Snow Peak lantern up in a tree here. It actually casts quite a bit of light. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, but it's one of those luxury items that I bring along with me because I like it. I don't need it. I could definitely get by without it, but it kind of makes camp feel a little more homey and comfortable. So I always bring it with me. Okay, for dinner tonight, I'm doing something a little bit different. Like I said earlier, this was a kind of a last minute trip, so I didn't really have a chance to go to like REI or anything and get a Mountain House meal or any other backpacking meal, so I basically picked this macaroni and cheese meal up at the grocery store. It came in like a plastic bowl and I just dumped everything into this Ziploc bag. So we're going to see how it works. I'm going to basically boil the pasta and then stir in the seasoning and the cheese afterwards. I went ahead and cut out the directions on how to cook it just so I would have a little bit of guidance on this as I'm making it here in camp, but we'll see how it works out. And then in addition to the macaroni and cheese, I just bought one of these little mashed potato meals. Again, this is something you would make in the microwave, but I'm just going to pour boiling water in this as well and see how it works. So I will let you know the end result once I'm done. Should be interesting. Okay, so I got the pasta in there in the hot water, and then I added the seasoning blend to it as well, which the instructions are very specific that you have to add that seasoning blend while the pasta is cooking for it to cook properly. I don't really understand why, but I went ahead and dumped it in there with it. So I'm just gonna kind of sit here and wait. I'm not really sure how long to let it sit. I've got it in the koozie, and then once it's the pasta is cooked, I'll check on it periodically. I've got the toasted breadcrumbs and the cheese sauce. All right, so here's what the mashed potatoes look like before I add the hot water. Very appetizing. So while my macaroni and cheese is cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and boil some water in my coffee cup and add it to this. So the mashed potatoes aren't bad. And it just so happened that my coffee cup cozy fit perfectly around the packaging. Let's check on the macaroni here. It looks like it's pretty much as cooked as it's going to get, so we'll add the sauce and breadcrumbs and see how that goes. So feedback on the dinner tonight. The instant mashed potatoes were fine. They were instant mashed potatoes. If you've ever had them, they are what they are. The macaroni and cheese, I added too much water, so it was a little bit soupy. All in all, it was okay. I probably won't do it again unless I have to. It was a little bit cheaper than a Mountain House meal. Like, I think for the macaroni and cheese and the mashed potatoes, I probably paid like $6, whereas a Mountain House meal will run you $10 or $11 depending on which one you get. That kind of backpacking meal in a pinch definitely works. All right, guys, I'm in the hammock, headed to bed. Pretty tired. Think I'm gonna sleep good. But I will see you in the morning. I'll tell you what, if you guys want a good, strong cup of instant coffee, I've been doing 2 Cafe Bustellos and a packet of Swiss Miss hot chocolate mix. It tastes good and it gives you that caffeine and sugar boost. At home, I don't typically drink my coffee very sweet, but I don't know, out here for some reason it just tastes extra good. So, and the sugar from the cocoa mix kind of masks the bitter taste of instant coffee, so I would highly recommend it. I think I'm just going to go ahead and have my ramen for breakfast since I didn't eat it yesterday. That sounds a lot better than a Pop-Tart right now. All right, camp is packed up and I'm going to hit it. A little after 8:30, so I'm getting started about an hour later than I had intended to, but that's okay. No rush. I forgot to mention what an amazing sleep I had in that hammock last night. I didn't wake up one time until about 5:30. One of the best night's sleep I've had in a while. Haven't been doing a ton of filming, guys, because I'm just backtracking what I did yesterday. So there's not really much new to see so far. I forgot how much uphill I did yesterday. I've been going down since I started. I'll have to climb. I'll have some climbing ahead of me though when I get back into the Shining Rock Wilderness area after I cross the parkway. It's pretty much up for at least a mile from that point. All right, you guys see the bare pole here. That means we've left Middle Prong, heading back into the Shining Rock area. All right, made it back to the parkway here. Just past a group of about 15 day hikers. And right before I ran into them, I passed the backpacker, headed into Middle Prong Wilderness there. She had a full pack on, and then she had a life jacket strapped to the side of it, which for the life of me, I can't think of a reason why you would need a life jacket in Middle Prong Wilderness, but maybe she's planning on doing some swimming somewhere. I thought it was interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and get some water here. I think I'm only gonna fill up with 1 liter. I've got about 3.5 miles to go, so I don't think I'm gonna need any more than that. I had to stop here and take one last look at this view. I'm about a mile from the car now, if that, so I should be there in about 30 minutes. I think this is a good point to go ahead and end the trip video. It was a good little hike. Middle Prong Wilderness was cool. I liked the ruggedness of it and the remoteness of it and the lack of crowd, so I'll definitely be back out there. But as always, thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for my next video.